Well, at the moment, Kansas City Chiefs, they remain alive in the hunt for the AFC West crown and also for another playoff berth. Kansas City wins this one after trailing early. Kansas City 35, Jacksonville 27. Dallas Cowboys, they are now all alone atop the NFC East at 6-3. Welcome in, folks, to another edition of the NFL season simulation. The Arizona Cardinals at 6-3 are in the driver's seat of the wild card race, currently holding the top spot. Meanwhile, the Minnesota Vikings have been incredibly below expectations, 2-7 this year when they won the NFC North a year ago. Adrian Peterson, arguably the best running back for about 5 or 6 years in all of football. Another 1,000 yards for him already, and he rambles off a 50-yard gain here and caps off the drive with a touchdown himself. Minnesota leads by a score late in the first half. However, Carson Palmer, who had a rugged performance today, does engineer a solid touchdown drive with 20 seconds to go in the first half, and we are tied at 10. John Brown hauls onto it, and of course the Vikings, who of all days put together a tremendous offensive showing. Charles Johnson, the recipient of that pass there, they cap it off with a touchdown to lead 20-10 early in the fourth quarter. Cardinals need a drive. They convert a fourth down, and on 1st and 10 near the red zone, Palmer is picked off. Xavier Rhodes steps in front of the pass, and the Vikings get it back. Carson Palmer and company, a couple turnovers, and also just a bad performance overall. They trail 23-10 and have next to no time left. 2-minute drill for the Cardinals. On 3rd and 10, Palmer goes into the end zone. So Arizona's got one more opportunity. Onside kick time for the Cardinals. A loss would drop them to 6-4, and that would indeed be the case. Arizona's lost 3 of their last 4 and are now out of the playoff picture entirely. And with the Seahawks rolling, this is troubling for the Cardinals right now. The Ravens and the Cowboys combined 9-23 last year. However, this season they are in the running for bounce-back teams of the season, as the 7-2 Cowboys, after a tie ball game, have a tremendous return from backup tailback Lance Dunbar out of North Texas University. And he returns it to the 50-yard line, and that's where Tony Romo finds Dez Bryant for his 12th touchdown catch of the year. That leads the entire National Football League. This feels a heck of a lot like the big three in the late 90s for the Dallas Cowboys of Smith, Irvin, and Aikman. Well, Darren McFadden would ramble for 3 rushing touchdowns today in a blowout win over the Baltimore Ravens. Baltimore is the #1 rushing defense in the National Football League. It was a virtuoso performance for the big three. Romo, in fact, second best in the league with 27 passing touchdowns already. And the defense also forced 3 takeaways. Other Week 11 scores: Buffalo with a shocking win over Cincinnati. Seattle falls back to the #2 seed in the NFC with their 1-point defeat against Philadelphia. Oh, this was easily the game of the year so far. I know I've said that a couple times, but this one was good. Pittsburgh, because of that Baltimore loss to New England, they have the #3 spot in the AFC standings as of right now, leading the division. And after a touchdown toss, the 4th of the day for Roethlisberger, this one to Sammy Coates, Pittsburgh leads 31-14 in the fourth quarter. However, the Colts would put together a masterful comeback. Nothing short of beautiful, the work that Andrew Luck did. First, a connection on 3rd and 15 to Dante Moncrief, then Moncrief again, but this time in the end zone. So the Colts now trail once 17, now 10. And after an interception by Butler, he not only gets the pick, but he does the rest himself. A 50-yard interception return touchdown. We are at a 3-point ball game. And after a Pittsburgh punt, T.Y. Hilton with a 21-yard catch would put the Colts in the red zone, and on 2nd and goal, Luck finds his man Frank Gore for the go-ahead touchdown. 21 unanswered points for the Indianapolis Colts, where a loss would almost end their season. That's how far they've been back in the AFC South. However, the Steelers would have a really impressive comeback here. Ladarius Green a couple huge grabs, and on 1st and goal with just 22 seconds left, touchdown to Antonio Brown, who may set an NFL record for receiving yards when we're all said and done. And as for the Monday Night Football game between the New York Jets and the New England Patriots, well, obviously, the Patriots have got a lot to play for in this football game. They're looking at potentially clinching this division, along with riding off as having a first-round bye in the AFC playoffs, and they're off to a good start. Fourth quarter, after a battle of field goals, Dion Lewis rips off a 34-yard run and scores a touchdown. Then after a Geno Smith fumble, that would just about do it as Dante Hightower returns to the 13-yard line. The win catapults New England to 8-3. They join two other teams with 8 wins in the AFC, all vying for the number 1 spot after week number 12. Well, let's take a look at those standings after week number 12. In the AFC North, 3 teams have jostled for 1 spot. Pittsburgh will host Baltimore, though, in week 16. That may be for all the marbles. And as for in the AFC East, the Patriots have already swept the Bills, so they're technically about 3 games up, which in that division might as well be 10 games up. As for in the NFC, these divisional chases haven't gotten very hot as of late. We're just looking on whether the Green Bay Packers or the Seattle Seahawks will be the number 1 seed when we're all said and done in the NFC. We've got a long way to go. The Seahawks will have a double dip of them as they take on the Carolina Panthers first and then the Green Bay Packers next. So that'll be interesting. We'll see you next week.